The Nissan R34 Skyline. From the minute this car came on the big screen, driven by Paul Walker, I'm pretty sure everybody can agree they wanted one. We've had ours for just over a year now, so we're going to answer the question, what is it like to own one? I'm Scott, and this is Drive R. Number one, it does get a lot of attention. This is a good and a bad thing. People don't see these on the road at all, people don't really drive them about. I try and make an effort to drive this as much as possible. It's a driver's car, it's there to be driven. But the downside is I can't even go anywhere on the motorway or even pop to the shops or something in it without shouting at me to rev it up or to just get photos of it. So it does have its positives and negatives. Number two, it is both practical and impractical. Practical, you would think that this drinks for fuel. It's actually not that bad. I can get about 300 miles on a tank. I took it to Silverstone last year, drove all the way there, went round track as well, and then drove it all the way home, and still I had half a tank left. And it cost me about £90 to fill up with 99. So it's actually not that bad. The impractical side of it is, it doesn't fit in parking spaces. It only just fits in the garage. And because of that as well, it is a nightmare to take anywhere. I don't really feel comfortable just going out places for food and stuff. I tend to just leave this at home and take the daily. You can actually fit a surprising amount of stuff in them as well. Because it's this massive big boxy thing, you can fit quite a lot of space in the boot. It's just a shame that the back seats don't go down, because then you would get so much in there, it'd be wicked. Everything for it is so expensive. Maintenance on these costs an absolute fortune. I didn't realise quite how bad it was until I owned one. There are very few parts in the UK and very few dealers that actually stock anything. The majority of stuff has to be imported from either Japan or Australia. So you've also got the import fees as well, you've got the conversion fees, and also it takes forever to get parts. One example, I needed a spring for my clutch pedal, and you'd think, it's a spring, right? It shouldn't cost a lot of money. But it ended up costing nearly 50 quid just because I could only get one from New Zealand. And then I had to pay the import on it. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. But obviously, if you're going to get one, just factor that in, because if anything breaks or you need to replace anything, it's going to cost a pretty penny. It is a surprisingly comfortable car. I've done trips all around the UK in this so far, taking it around the lakes and Cotswolds, and it is really, really comfortable. It is a GT car after all. But yeah, I didn't expect it to be this comfortable. The suspension's surprisingly soft, and of course, it's a Skyline, it handles really well. The bumpers hang surprisingly low. Now, this was also an issue I had on my Nissan 350Z. At the minute, it's on aftermarket suspension, but it's on maximum height, and I still have to be very careful when going over bumps and going up and down any kind of gradient. So yeah, that's just something to consider when you're driving around, and make sure that it's going to be practical for you. Other than that, the car is fantastic anywhere else. Everyone's seen the price of the R34 GTR going up and up and up. Some are selling for 150 to 200,000. Paul Walker sold not that long ago for just over $1 million, which is insane for a 25-year-old Japanese car. Even the GTTs are starting to do the same now. It's very difficult to get one that's in good condition for anything less than 35 to 40 grand. The only reason that we went ahead with this last year is because genuinely the next couple of years I don't reckon they'll be feasible to even buy anymore. But one of the main things you'll notice, this is a GTT, it's not a GTR. And people will constantly remind you that it's not a GTR, but it depends how thick-skinned you are, whether it's going to bother you or not. It doesn't bother me. The GTT is a fantastic platform. It's got all of the styling of the GTR. It's got so much tuning potential as well. The RB25 Neo is not a bad engine at all. It's not an RB26, where you can still get some ridiculous power out of it, and a lot of the internals and stuff are rated to at least 500 brake. And it's a Skyline, it's really easy to tune. And this is my dream car. It's so much fun to drive, and it's just absolutely fantastic. I could not ask for a better car. Would fully recommend it to absolutely anybody that wants to get one. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Go drop us a comment, go subscribe, and hopefully see you at our show next year, Unified Show, 23rd of June, 2024 in Northampton. Go and check out the description for more information. See you there.